Dr. Berg here again. Today we're going to talk about 7 dangerous nighttime bad habits that you need to avoid. Let's start with number 1. This is one that I think people know, the junk food carbs. I'm talking about the bread, pasta, cereal, crackers, biscuits, things like that, and of course sugar right before bed. There's something that happens that really can throw off your sleep cycles. And the main hormone that works at night in little spikes called growth hormone gets blunted with this rise in blood sugar. Growth hormone is the main fat-burning hormone. It's the hormone that helps you repair the tissues, especially protein. It's the hormone that actually helps you gain muscle mass and has a lot to do with repair. And if you're going to shut that thing down with glucose, it can't work. And so that's one thing you need to know, especially if you're trying to lose weight. Let's say you had this incredible workout during the day. Well, you just nullified the results with that sugar right before bed. The other thing that happens when you eat sugar is it creates a spike in blood sugar. Typically, you're not eating through the night, right? This is the time that you fast. And then people wake up and have breakfast. They break the fast. And then usually they eat 3 meals with some snacks. And then they fast again at night. But if you're having sugar before bed, you are creating a roller coaster in blood sugar. What do you think that might do to your sleep? The purpose of sleep is basically to help you detoxify and actually clean up the body during this period of rest. And so you may find yourself getting up through the night, especially at 2 o'clock, maybe 3 o'clock, and it can just ruin your sleep. And then also in the morning, a lot of times people will have something called the dawn phenomena, which you have this spike in blood sugar in the morning that has to do with the liver making more sugar. The big problem with this is the next day, okay? You don't have the energy that you want. You wake up feeling groggy, you're feeling irritated, and anytime you have poor sleep, it's going to affect your blood sugar as well. So you're going to be looking around for something sweet and something to snack on if you didn't get a good night's sleep. And so you're setting yourself up for this entire pattern of going off your program, having a difficult time sticking to, just keeping off carbs. It makes it very difficult. Number 2, using screens or lights, especially blue or any light, 2 hours before you go to bed. You have to realize there's a hormone that actually puts pressure in your body to go to sleep, and that's called melatonin. Melatonin is suppressed with light, especially blue light. The function of melatonin is not just to help you go to sleep. Melatonin is a very powerful antioxidant. It's even more important than glutathione as far as detoxification and in helping repair DNA. Not to get into anything technical, but they measure kind of the intensity of a light by something called lux. And I want you to think of lux as kind of like how bright the light is. All it takes is 8 lux, just a tiny bit of light, to suppress melatonin. Your smartphone is about a 30 lux, and so you're really suppressing a lot of melatonin if you're in front of your cell phone. It's going to take longer and longer to get into the restful sleep cycles. And so we don't get the full benefits of hormone restoration, repair, DNA repair. And on top of that, this blue light suppresses the deep delta wave sleep and also something called the REM sleep. And if you even think about like shift workers, it's really, really hard on their body. Regular shift work is even considered a probable carcinogen in what it does to the immune system, specifically of the breast, the prostate, and the colon. Trying to sleep with just a moderate amount of light is mimicking metabolic syndrome just by this light interfering with your sleep. It's very interesting. The best thing to do is about an hour before you go to bed, dim the lights. You can wear blue blockers, that can help, but it's really best to avoid not only the computer screens and things like that, but also any bright lights. Keep things as dim as possible. Number 3, using alcohol to fall asleep. Alcohol is tricking you into going to sleep, but you're not really sleeping. Your body's not focused on repairing, rejuvenating, detoxifying at all. It has to detoxify the alcohol, thus the hangovers that people feel when they get up from drinking alcohol. The real big thing with alcohol is that you just do not get the cleaning, the detoxification, or the repair of your body like you should, thus not getting the benefits of sleep. Alcohol also raises cortisol, adrenaline. It puts stress signals into the body. It tends to also deplete electrolytes, but especially depleting you of vitamin B1, which then the next day you're going to have anxiety. You're going to have this nervous tension. You can't relax. B1 is all about brain, nerve, calm, feeling restful. A couple things I recommend to do instead: take magnesium glycinate in warm water and sip that before you go to bed, because the magnesium will help relax the muscles and cortisol, but the glycinate part of magnesium glycinate will increase GABA in the brain and really help you sleep. And maybe kombucha tea might also help you because it mimics the texture of beer. It has actually a slight bit of alcohol, but it's very, very, very insignificant. Don't use alcohol at night. Now, in the morning, totally fine, and I'm being very sarcastic. Let's get to number 4, late night junk food. I'm talking about mainly the seed oils, like fried foods. It could also be chips. A lot of times people need salt before bed and they consume chips and crackers, salty popcorn. But if it's potato chips fried in grease, the seed oils are inflammatory. And when you go to bed after you ate something either fried or with seed oils, it's going to be really hard on the gallbladder. You're going to go to bed bloated. Your digestion is going to send signals to your brain. It's time to wake up, and it's not going to help you go to sleep. So you will not be able to sleep restful if you're going to bed with a bloated stomach with seed oils. The seed oils are also going to affect your gallbladder and bile duct to the point where you might feel kind of nauseous, bloated, burping before bed. I've been there, done that. I have the t-shirt. I used to live on fried foods more than most people. And so if you're eating a lot of oxidative seed oils, you're kind of neutralizing this melatonin to the point where it's going to lower the effect of what it's supposed to do, help you detoxify and repair your brain and body. One thing that I would highly recommend is you could just take sea salt and put a little bit in your mouth if you crave salt. Don't consume it with a chip because we don't need the carbohydrates. But a lot of people will sleep better if they have a little more salt. The best thing to do is at your dinner time earlier is to add a little more salt so you don't crave any salt at night. But when you're low in sodium, that alone can actually raise cortisol, believe it or not. And so seed oils also put the liver in overdrive. So if the liver is working hard to deal with that, it can't actually help you detoxify the rest of the body. Just notice the next time you have seed oils in the evening, just notice when you wake up in the morning how you feel. You probably are going to feel a lot more stiff and achy or inflamed because that's exactly what these seed oils do. They create inflammation. They're highly inflammatory. Number 5, taking sedating antihistamines or sleeping pills before bed. Now, my disclaimer is I'm not telling you not to take it. I'm just going to give you my 2 cents on it. Rarely are you going to feel rested when you wake up in the morning. So you're getting kind of a fake sleep, which is not a real rejuvenating, wonderful refreshment sleep that you should get if you use more natural things, because you're artificially using a drug to put you into a sedated state. And so you just kind of wake up feeling pretty groggy and very tired. There's been data and research to show that the side effects are less focus, concentration, and memory the next day. And also, the other thing is that it takes more and more of that drug to create the same effect. So you start off taking 1 pill, and then you need 2, and then 3, and then you might get some side effects after that. So I remember one time I was really desperate to go to sleep. I took some over-the-counter sleep medication. Not only did I not sleep, but I felt just kind of like dull and tired. I will never do that again. Next one is sleeping next to your cell phone. Some people sleep with their cell phone underneath their pillow or very close to their head. You have to realize that the charging cable and the phone both give off electromagnetic fields. This bad energy can affect your brain and also your ability to go through these sleep cycles. They also have a huge effect on blunting melatonin, again, inhibiting your ability to get tired and also sleep deeply and getting restorative sleep. There's been a lot of research in this area with phones too close to your ear when you're talking or in your pockets, but having them next to your head when you're sleeping is not a good idea. I would highly recommend putting your cell phone on airplane mode or keeping it away from your body when you're sleeping, and especially if you're recharging it. And the last one, just sleep deprivation itself, not getting enough sleep. I'm guilty of that. I would push myself because I had so much work to get done. I wanted to be productive. I thought if I just get more work done and sleep less, I'll be ahead of the game. With my physical body suffering from the years of just not sleeping and not getting enough sleep, trying to get by on 5 hours or 6 hours or even 6.5 hours is just not enough. You need actually more than 7 hours, like 7.5 to 8 would be ideal. I recommend 10 o'clock, 10:30, maybe 10:45, maybe 11 at the latest. But you have to realize when you start going to bed closer to 12, you kind of miss this whole circadian rhythm where you may start waking up more. Now you have to wait a period of time before you're tired again because your whole body is on this cycle. I mean, less than 6 hours of sleep creates a 70% drop in killer T cells. This is why a lack of sleep increases your risk for cancer as well as viral infections, and why nighttime workers really have a spike in cancer risk. You also don't get the toxins to be purified, so now we get a higher risk of dementia. We really spike our risk for getting diabetes. I mean, there's one research study that showed that 6 days of getting only 4 to 5 hours of sleep will give someone insulin resistance if they didn't have it before. And if they already had insulin resistance, it could actually make you into a pre-diabetic. Lack of sleep affects blood sugars that much. Many men, especially when they get older, start losing their testosterone, they develop erectile dysfunction. Sleep would be the first thing they should go after to repair and fix. So basically, when you're not sleeping, you're turning off all these survival genes that your body has. All right, now that you know 7 dangerous habits, this next video is going to give you all the information you need to have the most awesome sleep that you've ever had so you can wake up and feel refreshed. And I put this video up right here. Check it out.